What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I am coming to you live in the car. We're doing a car session today. It's been a while since we've done that, but happy Tuesday to everybody. In case that you thought that it was Friday, or in case you thought that it was a different day of the week, it's Tuesday. So I was talking to Fit Like Chris earlier, and she had me confused on what day it was for just a quick second. I was like, hold up, it's Tuesday. You know, Tuesday with Thom. And so she's like, oh yeah, we didn't want to be confused. I told her, I was like, I may not show up for work tomorrow if you get me confused, and I think that it's Friday or something like that. So, anyway, welcome everybody. I'm apologize, I'm a little bit late today. I am so excited about this new job that I have, and so I'm still getting acclimated to stuff. So what's up, Rachel? Thank you for getting on with me. Sorry I'm late. It's a good reason. You know, my new job is great. I love it. And but it's got me off on my time just a little bit. So anyway, I appreciate y'all getting on here. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much. Rachel, I'm so proud of you. Your book signings, you're selling the books left and right, and I'm so excited for that. Man, I appreciate it so much. You tagging everybody, so thank you for that. But yeah, congratulations on doing that. That's amazing. I know that feels really good. And oopsie, I'll let Melissa know that I'm on here so that she can. It's turning out to be a beautiful day. It rained this morning, and as you can kind of see through the sunroof, it's breaking up a little bit. It's beautiful, and it's windy, so the clouds are moving. That's kind of cool back there. But so here we are, Melissa Diaz. Yes, I'm late. I'm late, but that's all right. What's up? What's up? So, yeah, hopefully everybody will come in. Like I said, I apologize for being late on today, but I do have something that I am looking forward to sharing with you guys, and yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, we're doing car version today. So Melissa, I'm only on Facebook because I couldn't figure out how to do YouTube on my phone, and didn't. So anyway, this is what we got to work with on today. So so welcome to everybody. Thank you for coming in, and gonna hang out with me. Like I said, if you're watching the replay, then that's okay. That's good. I appreciate that. I wanted to share some good stuff with you today, but it's been busy. It's been a good day. Had some meeting this morning, which was good, and then our mastermind call was today with the whole group, and there's Connie coming in. No, I'm late. I'm late today. It's all me. It's been meeting and working and all the stuff. So thank you for getting on here. But yeah, our mastermind call is really good. Pastor Kim does such a great job getting us energized and, you know, jazzed up, and all those fun things that help me. So anyway, but yeah, it's been such a great day, and I'm just thankful. I'm still blessed, and all of this, all the things. But so I was thinking about something today that kind of in and out of my day, and so if I was going to title this, it would probably be Who are you listening to? And that really, Roxanne, thank you for getting on, praying for you. Thankful that you're here. But who are you listening to? Who are you listening to? Because that can make or break your day and your week and your month, whatever, if you let it. And so I sort of talked about this last week when I was talking about rebranding and all of this, but this is why it's so important for sorry, Ashley, I am doing the car version today and only made it on Facebook. So YouTube, it's coming. So but sort of touched on this last week when I was talking about rebranding and all of this, but this is why it's so important to know God's voice, because who are you listening to? There's some times where people will come to you with information and they mean well, they say, or they they're just trying to help you out, right? And so if you don't know God's voice, then you will be easily swayed by all people's opinions and what people think, what people say, their versions of whatever. They will sometimes take pieces of stuff and form an opinion. They will form a thought that they want to give to you. And so if you don't know God's voice for yourself, then you can be easily swayed. And so that's why it's so important that we know God's voice. And if you don't hey Margie, Ashley, you're right on time. I love that. But if you know God's voice, then it will help you. But so many people are like, well, how do you know God's voice? I hear people talking about God speaking to them and God telling them stuff, but what does that mean? And so it usually the first thing that drops in your spirit, the first thing is usually God. Unless it's like, something very negative about yourself or, something very bad. But, what's up, Vine and Fortune? I'm going to shout it out like you up here. I'm so glad you made it. But, if you don't know God's voice, then it does make it tough. So spending time in prayer, spending time with God and asking God, God, help me to hear you for me. Oh my gosh, Melissa, I can't. But, God, help me to hear you like I need to hear you. I pray every day, y'all, that, God, help me to hear what you want me to hear. Help me to see what you want me to see, and help me to say what you want me to say. And, God flowed through me as a vessel that's yielded to you. And if we are honestly seeking God, we will find him, right? That the Bible says, seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open. Ask and you shall receive. And so, yes, welcome, Dana Tate. And we all hear God differently because we are different. He made us different on purpose. And so you are going to hear God different maybe than I do, and I'll hear different than you do, but it doesn't mean that it's wrong. And so there are people that God is pushing and growing and stretching. And so there's a lot of things that he may tell somebody to do that you seem that may be very outlandish for you, but it doesn't make it God. It doesn't make it not God. So that's what I meant to say. It doesn't make it not God just because you don't understand it. And so, but we have to know God's voice for us. And so, especially when, when you're seeking God for big things like a relationship, jobs, a move, or, ministry and all of these things, starting a business, promoting your business, we have to know God's voice for those big things like that. And so, because like I said, other people will try to give you their opinion, of situations, and, I wouldn't have done that. Be careful of this, watch this, well, you know what they say about that person, you got to be careful, blah, 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 blah. And so, I shared with y'all last week that, I spent some time in prayer, and God so amazingly spoke and said to me is, first of all, my voice. Secondly, I've got you. And so if people do things that are bad and wrong to you, to try to hurt you, to be manipulative, and to bring you down, or to deceive you, or to take from you, God's watching those things. And Dr. Perry in the house, thank you for being here. Love you. God sees these things, y'all. And so nothing goes past God. Things don't happen to us without Him noticing. He's very particular. God does not play about you. God doesn't play about me. So there are situations that, can y'all hear my phone beeping, the other phone in the back? So that's what we have to get a hold of, is it doesn't matter what people say, it doesn't matter what people do. God's got my back. God's got your back. God does not play about you. So if I'm hearing God's voice and I know that it's God, then I gotta trust God. There is a difference between trusting God and trusting God, right? And thank you, Ashley. I appreciate that so much. There's a difference, because if we trust God, then we're going to let God work things out. We're going to let God work all things together for our good, according to His purpose, right? His will for our lives. But if we don't trust God, then we're going to try to manipulate and take care of stuff and do things. And I've been guilty. I have been so guilty. But so this just happened to me. And so that's why it's really fresh in my spirit today, is that, people, like I said, they mean well, but they come and they're trying to be negative and, well, watch this and be careful for that. Or, I just worry about blah, blah, blah. Well, I can't live in the atmosphere, or I can't live in that, mindset of being worried about being taken advantage of or being manipulated or whatever. I have to be careful. I have to have my discernment up, right? I have to be discerning people. I have to pray every day, all day. Y'all, I pray all day, every day. I say this all the time. I get in a soda in the quick stop and I'm praying. And so, we have to pray. We have to pray. And so, God, if I'm not supposed to mess with it, I'm not supposed to handle it, control it, then you got it. And I trust you. I trust you, God. Even when I can't see it, I still trust you. God, you said that I cannot outgive you. And, so if my finances take a dip, okay, God, you've got me. You said, given it shall be given. You said, bring the tithe into the storehouse, that all the needs will be met, and that you will pour out a blessing upon us that we will not have room to receive it. So, okay, God, I trust you. And so, but those are hard. When God speaks something to you, And then other people, like I said, they try to be negative and talk negative and try to make you doubt what you've heard, what you're doing. And so, oh yeah, especially, being in nursing, and you know, healthcare, right, Dr. P, we have to constantly be praying. And so, because people are bringing stuff to us. And so, but, people are so quick to be negative. They're so quick to bring negative and, you know, bring doubt into your life. And so, that's right, Dana. We have to be careful to not be disappointed or not be discouraged when God doesn't answer on our time, because he's working all things together for our good. I've gotten much, much better about saying, okay, God, what are you trying to teach me? What are you trying to teach me? Finances. Donna, welcome in. Love you. So glad you got here. God, what are you trying to teach me? God, you know, said some things to me in the first of this year, and a lot of it is happening. I'm living it, but there's still some things that I know that he's promised that aren't here yet. Okay, God, help me get ready. Let me shut out the negativity. Help me shut out, you know, when people say stuff to me, that it falls off like water on a duck's back. And, I can say, well, you know what? That person may have done it to somebody else, but they're not going to do it to me like this, because God's got me. God's got my back. I know what God said. So I'm going to walk in his promise, not what they're saying, not the negativity that they're trying to bring to me. I'm going to walk in the purpose that I know God's saying. I know what God has said. So I'm not going to, I'm not going to let your doubt and your worry and your fear get on me. I don't have the capacity to deal with it, and I don't have to. That's the best part of it, is I don't have to. And there are a lot of things that, we're not even supposed to handle. God's like, I've got it. But it's a process, right? You can't get discouraged with yourself if you have a bad day, if you have a bad moment, and you do fear, you have some anxiety, things like that. You know, I've dealt with severe anxiety in the past, and I'm working through so much better. Like, this year, the growth has been so exponential. It's been incredible that, just the feeling of being able to set some boundaries and being able to function on a different level. When people used to bring stuff to me that was very negative and fear-inducing, I would take that and I would be very anxious about it. But not anymore. Not anymore. Y'all, this just happened today. I chose peace. I chose knowing over the fear and the doubt, because it contradicted what God spoke to me. So it's just like, when someone speaks to you, it should be confirmation, right? And, it's the same way. If you are speaking something to me that doesn't line up with what God has already spoke to me, then it's the opposite of confirmation, right? It's letting me know that you're trying to bring me fear, but I'm going to trust what God spoke to me. Now, of course, there are people that are going to, you know, like our pastors, things like that, right? If God's speaking something crazy and outlandish and they're trying to guide us and protect us, that's one thing. But if it's people out here just in the craziness, right? And they're just bringing negativity to you all the time, then, like I said, it's like, that doesn't line up with God's promise in my life. That does not line up with what God spoke to me. That doesn't line up with the discernment and the confirmations that I've received. So therefore, I'm not, right, Dr. P, it is our choice. And, we have that choice. And so, yes, God will bring back his promises to us if we're being mindful of it. Right? And so the enemy wants to keep us trapped in anxiety and fear and doubt and worry. Then we're this ball of nerves and we can't do what we're supposed to do. We can't do what he's called us to do because we're too worried about all the stuff. Being delivered of people pleasing is been an incredible blessing in my life. And I'm working on it still, but it's so much better than it used to be that, I feel just so much lighter, so much lighter. And it's allowing me to move in the things that God has called me to do a little quicker, a little easier, with a little more boldness, because, I can love you, but I can't let you control what I'm going to do and what I feel like God has called me to do. And so the same way is knowing God's voice. So who are you listening to today? It doesn't always have to be rainbows and butterflies and sunshine, right? But it definitely isn't gloom and doom and, all that junk either. And so who are you listening to? Again, I don't want to surround myself with a bunch of yes men and people that are just telling me everything I want to hear. I want to be around people that are going to challenge me and push me and make me think outside of the box. To me, that's different than being negative. Oh, well, you know what I heard? She does this and he does that. And they're always blah, blah, blah. Well, okay. I know what God spoke to me. So that's what I'm going to believe. That's what I'm going to do. And we'll see. If they do wrong by me, and I'm keeping my heart right, and God is doing what He spoke to do, then that's going to be on them. They're going to have to answer to God for that. And that's a bigger thing than anything I could do to them, right? Yeah, Dana, that's so good. Yeah, that's right. Amen to that. But, we have such an opportunity. We have such an opportunity to stop the cycle of junk that people tell us and the junk they talk to us about is, what's up, Chris Foster? But we can do that. It's like, please do not talk to me like that. Please do not bring your negativity to me because I don't need to hear that. I am moving this direction, and why do you even know any of those details, right? That's the things that always comes up in my mind is, Angel, what's up? Thank you for getting here. It's like, there are some people that know some stuff that they shouldn't even know. It's like, why do you even know that, right? Why do you even know that? It makes me sad that you even know that. And the worst part is that you're regurgitating it to me. It's not, I'm fine. I'm a whole grown up. Again, I know what God spoke. And so there's people that aren't in that, right? They don't hear God. They go through their life being miserable, negative. Everything, the sky is always falling. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. And so if I believe that God works all things together for my good, listen, I've come through some storms. They don't necessarily know what I've been through, I guess. So I've been through the storm. I've stood in situations that I physically thought was going to crush me, and God brought me through it. And I knew that He was going to use it, and He did. So who are you listening to today? It's so important that you cut off negativity. You stop listening to it. I won't even listen to certain type of music just because I don't want to hear anything negative. I don't want to hear it. I have to have positivity. My job requires me to stay positive and upbeat and going and doing, plus the things that God's called me to do. So I have to keep myself as full as possible because I'm giving out, right? And so we have to replenish that. So who are you listening to? If you're listening to people that are going to continue to withdraw from you, then it's not going to help you do what God has called you to do. And so, once you get a word from God and you know that God has spoken something to you, y'all, you have to hold on to it for dear life sometimes because the enemy comes in to kill, steal, and destroy, right? The weapon may be formed, but it don't prosper. Not to me. The weapon was formed to maybe prosper on somebody else, but that wasn't me. Maybe God is pushing them to do what He has called them to do somewhere else. So, negativity negativity is an epidemic. It really, really is, if we'll let it be. And so, listen, I get that like I said, it's not all rainbows and sunshine and butterflies and blah, blah, blah every day. But, again, if I trust that God's got me, then even on the days where it's a little bit, whatever, I'm going to trust God. And y'all, I'm believing God for big things. Bigger things than I've already seen. Bigger things than He's already done for me. Big, huge things. And so, I can't let these little things distract me. And neither can you. You can't, no matter where you are, you cannot let God, not God. You have to trust what God's saying. And you can't let people get you off track. Because they will. They will. And sometimes they think they mean well, but they don't. It's like, no, thank you. But, sometimes I like to think about it like this. It's like, okay, well, just watch. Just watch. Watch my fruit, right? I say that all the time too. Watch my fruit. And so, you know what? And if something happens, then I'm here for a reason, a season, a lesson, to help one particular family, or to do something for one particular person that our path is going to cross, right? And so, absolutely, we cannot let things distract us. The enemy is all around us to kill, steal, and destroy, trying to form these weapons in your mind. I used to always think about the weapon may be formed, but it won't prosper. The weapons being formed are like these big, massive things. It doesn't always have to be some big, massive weapon. Sometimes it can just be my stinking thinking. Just negative, waking up in a cranky mood, and talking to myself negatively. And, yes, absolutely, Dana. That's so good. Yep. Absolutely. There are just people who are miserable people. And so they want, misery loves company. And so, but I'm telling y'all, it can be easier said than done. But if we, like I said, if we know what God spoke, then, we have to be careful who we listen to, because we have to guard our ear gates. And I pray that sometimes, God, help me to guard my ear gates so that the crap that comes in gets filtered out, so that it doesn't get in my spirit. And, I know, Angel, there's no time to be cranky. No. But sometimes that happens, right? It's reality. Where, I just wake up and feel irritated at myself. I don't even want to be around myself. But, we can't get away from us, right? So, anyway, I just want to encourage y'all today. I got here a little later, and but I just want to encourage you today. Be careful who you listen to. Because if you're praying for discernment, and you're praying for, to hear God's voice, then you will. But you have to hold on to it, like I said, and you can't divert from it. You have to say, okay, God, I trust you. I know what you said. I know what the negative people are saying. Okay, maybe it's true, maybe it's not true, but I'm going to use my discernment. I'm going to keep myself calm, and I'm going to keep myself moving, because we've got to go forward motion. We can't stop. There's no time to stop. You cannot stop. I was helping somebody with their book this week, and I'm really excited. I've gotten a couple of one-on-ones that I'm helping them with their book and kind of getting some stuff formatted. And they were feeling frustrated, and I just don't even know if I want to do this right now, and maybe I should stop or whatever. And I was like, absolutely not. You're not going to stop. I'm going to help you. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep moving. Here's, let's talk this out, talk it through. And before it was over, she was like, okay, yes, I got this. And so, But if she had gotten on the call with somebody else to say, girl, yeah, you should just stop. I mean, what are you even doing? These don't even match up. These are two totally different things. You're all over the place. Maybe once you get yourself figured out, then you can, then come back to me. No, I know what it's like to want to give up and want to stop because of negativity, self-doubt, and all of these negative things. But no, I've been there. So I was able to flip it and say, no. I'm going to help you. I've got you. This is, you've got a great story. You've got to get this out. So let's figure this out. And so, it's got to be like that. Right. And so, yeah, exactly. How did that mindset work out for you? That's right. Our friend Sandy says that to us all the time. Right. And so, right. How did that work out for you? Being down on yourself and confessing, oh, I'm just stupid. I'm just dumb. I'm all over the place. I'm, blah, 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 blah. Well, no. Get the right people in your life. Listen to what are you listening to and who are you listening to? Because like I said, that could have went just as easily south to say, yeah, you're right. I probably would stop. You're all over the place and you're just not ready to do this. No, there are things that we can't grow until we deal with certain things. And so maybe that's simply who you're listening to. Maybe that's stunting your growth because you are listening to the wrong people and the wrong things and you're believing the wrong things about yourself. And so maybe that's what it is, but like I said, there's some things right now I'm really talking to God about. Like, God, please help me to hear you. Help me to understand what this is. Help me to push past this and to grow through this because I know what you've spoken to me. And so, help me to be ready. Help me to be ready for this blessing, this big, huge blessing that, that's coming. Help me be ready. Because if you give me the blessing, I may not be ready right now. And then it's not gonna, it's not going to do all the things that it's supposed to. And so, Stephanie, I know that's right. She said her body doesn't work like it used to, but speaking bad to herself will not fix it. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's why you have to get around people that are going to say, okay, God's got you. By his stripes I am healed. He died and he took that on himself so that I could be healed. I am going to be healed. God is getting ready to do something big in my life. God is protecting me. God is healing me. I can do all things through Christ, right? And so you have to just be able to tell yourself all of the right things. And then, eventually we start believing it. Once we start saying those positive things. And I get it. Dana talked about, just a lot of her past, having a lot of negative people in her life and even growing up. And so it's hard when you become an adult. It's hard to flip that, right? Because it's ingrained in us and it tries to become a part of us. And so breaking those habits is hard. And so, but God has called us to be generational curse breakers, right? And maybe that's it. Maybe it's poverty. Maybe it's negative talk. It's depression. It's whatever. It doesn't have to be these massive things to someone else. But we gotta work on that and push through that process and decide that we're going to take one for the team. I don't want my kids and grandkids to deal with some of the things that I dealt with. I didn't have a relationship with my dad, so I knew what not to do. I may not have known what to do, but I definitely knew what not to do. So I tried not to do those things. And so, I think the kids I have great kids. And now they're both parents. And so I tell them, listen, you do better than I did. If there's stuff that you didn't like, how you were raised, then change it. Do something better. And so there was some things that I felt like I broke off some generational stuff that my kids didn't have to deal with. And not all of them. Still a process. It's not too late. As long as we're breathing, God's got a plan, right? But who are you listening to? Who are you listening to? If you got that friend that wants to call and gossip and complain and are Eeyore, then maybe you need to take a break from them. And, you just need to say, I'm really going through, I'm really building a relationship with God, and I really just need some time. And, and don't listen to it. We waste so much time listening to people's negativity that what's it get us? What's it get us? And so I would rather believe the report of the Lord. I don't know if Pastor Connie's still on here, but there's an old song that says, "Whose report will you believe? I will believe the report of the Lord." Whose report? I'm not going to sing it, but I choose to believe the report of the Lord. And His report says I am healed. His report says I am free. His report says I am wealthy. His report says, right, all these things. And His report says I'm the game changer. His report says I am free of this addiction. His report. So whose report do you believe? Same as who are you listening to, right? I choose to believe that His report and the things that His says, right? Stephanie, you've been getting negative reports physically, but you could hold on to that and you could let it drag you further down, or you could say, I believe the report of the Lord that says I am healed. I believe the report of the Lord that says I am free of this. I believe that I have strength in my body, and all of those things. And yes, Angel. Yeah, you know it too. We used to sing it when I was young, man. And I would just love that song, man. I loved it. And I can't remember all the words to it, but anyway, it was a good upbeat song. But again, it just gets you, in that mindset. And so I'm in the car so much, and I know Dana drives a lot, and some of you guys may be in the car a lot. And so I have to listen to preaching. I have to listen to the right music that ministers to me and those things, because what I'm listening to, it filters out. It comes out. And so, absolutely, Stephanie, that's exactly right. That is exactly right. And so, y'all, I won't keep you long. I'm in the car, and, Tuesdays are so important to me. I love getting to spend some time with you. I love being able to share. And His report says I am healed. His report says I am filled. His report says I am free. His report says victory. Yes, that's right. Victory. Heck yes. Thank you, Rach. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, His report says victory. And so those are the things that you need to be listening to today, is His report that says all of those good things. And so, yes, absolutely, Dana. That's right. Man, I love being in the car. Me and God have some great conversations in this car. And, I cry and shout and stomp my feet and all those things. And so you can imagine me acting crazy like I do at church in this car. It happens. Because, there's some things that the enemy tried to take me out on, and now I get to dance on it, right? Because I have that victory, and, it's exciting. And so, be encouraged today, y'all. Believe the report of the Lord. And, yeah, that's right, Chris, man. That's so right. But be encouraged today. Be careful what you're listening to. Be careful who you're listening to. And believe the report of the Lord. Because His report is all those good things. And His report is going to push you to do the things that He's called you to do. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy, because we got to kill our flesh. We got to crucify our flesh, and we got to get through this junk sometimes. But, the shower is also a good workplace. You got to be careful dancing in the shower though, because you might fall. I've almost done that before too. Have the music up, and yeah, that I do not recommend that at all. So you do not want that. So y'all, I love you so much. I'm praying for y'all, and be encouraged today. Thank you for the ones of you that speak into my life. I love you, and you know, we support each other and all of those things. But yeah, be careful what you're listening to and what you allow inside of you, because it will try to take root and grow some negative things that we don't have time for. So we're in the last quarter this year, and there's still some things that I know that God's wanting to do. And so honestly, I've been really praying about some big things, and God, help me be ready. I don't know what's happening right now, God, but show me, teach me, forgive me, God. If there's some stuff that I've done that was out of your will, and done some things that I shouldn't have done, forgive me. I repent. Help me, create in me a new clean heart, God, and renew a right spirit within me, and help me, God, to be in alignment with you, and show me, teach me, mold me, make me, all of those things, so that I can be ready to receive what you have for me. That I'll be strong enough to handle it. Because if it comes prematurely, then it's going to hurt me, and I don't want that. And I know, God, you don't want that for me either. And so, but anyway, y'all, I love you. I love you so much. And I pray that you have an amazing week. I know that there's some crazy stuff going on with the hurricane down in I can't even think now, but definitely be praying. And the world would like us to be negative about that, and how terrible, and it is terrible. I'm not discounting that, but Jamaica is where it's at. And but the one thing that I thought that was interesting, again, who you listening to, what are you thinking, what are you seeing? What I was seeing is a lot of people are praying about that situation. There are some people from the United States that are there in a resort. There was somebody this morning that asked prayer about that. And so people are praying. People are praying. This is a positive thing, even though it's such a huge, negative, horrible thing. But what it is it's allowing people to come together and pray and believe. And so that was something that I thought was pretty interesting about a bad situation, is that so many people are praying about it. So anyway, I'm praying for y'all. I love you. Pray for each other. Pray for me. There's still some big things coming, and just that I'll be ready when the blessings come, when the things come in my life, the call and the push and all those things, that I'll be ready, because I want to be able to receive the blessings. And so, anyway, y'all have an amazing rest of your week, and call and check on each other. You never know. Sometimes just a text here and there to somebody can really encourage them more than you know. So, that little bit can really help. So, Stephanie, I'm praying for you for complete, total healing, for strength in your mind, body, and spirit, and just that these symptoms have to go. And so, like I said, there's a lot of people that are a little quiet, that don't overly share what's going on in their lives, but there are big things. People are losing their parents, and people are losing family members, and on hospice and different things like that. So just pray for our inner circle and for each other, our pastors, all those things. And anyway, I love y'all. Melissa Diaz, I love you. Thank you for moderating and always being on here with me. And anyway, it's so good to see you guys. I love you. And have an amazing week. Tammy Palmer, love you. So glad you're on here. And y'all be safe. See you next time.